I'm Joe Pisano. I live at 31 Rainer Avenue. I'm a professional engineer, 47 years of experience.
Guys, pick up this up a little bit.
Building, design, and construction.
Thank you.
And I've never gone before a zoning board or a planning commission.
Just keep it a little closer to you.
And told them what their job is and how to do their job and what their purview was, like the Bronxville Field Club loves to do. There have been 69 named storms ranging from 3 inches to 13 or 14 inches in Hurricane Floyd. There was never a drop of water in my basement in any of those storms. After the 2012 Bronxville Field Club revisions and illegal connection to the 15-inch storm drain, I have seen increased flooding with every rain. The real solution to this problem, which the Bronxville Field Club does not want to admit, is for them to install a new drainage system. While the system is the way it is and the way it was illegally modified, anything that they do is only going to cause more problems and shouldn't even be entertained. I did get 4 feet of water in my basement. It all came from the field club, around the back of my house, over my driveway wall into my basement. No water absolutely came from the street. In fact, we were standing in the street watching my basement fill up with water to the tune of 24,000 gallons of water.
My name is Carol Argamasso. I live at 17 Windmere Road in Mount Vernon. My property is adjacent to the Bronxville Field Club. On Friday, September 29th, 2003, a strong hurricane struck the New York area. These photos were taken from windows on my second floor. Photo 4 shows the flooded area behind Court 1. This is the area of the proposed construction of a 4th paddle court and a new building. There are drains in both these areas which did not work well that day.
I'm a 25-year resident of Mount Vernon, and I'm also a member of Bronxville Field Club. Objecting to the expansion of the field club, adding a warming hut. The new party house will be built in what is currently an overflow parking lot. It'll be in the lot. So where are those parking spots going to go? Parking is scarce, and this certainly will exacerbate the problem. The site plan does not clearly show that the new party house will eliminate over half of their overflow parking area. The letter from the architect claims that they can use the grassy area of the club for overflow parking, but they can't unless they pave it.
Good evening, Mr. Chair, members of the board, Michael Templeton.
Good evening.
I live about, my wife and I live within, I'd say 100 feet of the lot line for the field club. With respect to the this warming hut, so-called, it's not a warming hut. I mean, it is a party house. They refer to the use of that as being, quote unquote, for the club's facilities. There was a shift from warming players in cold weather to a much broader use, quote, for the club's facilities. That goes directly to issues directly within the province of this board. Further exacerbation of the parking problems. They talk about it being the neighbors on Locust Lane. That's just patently absurd. Those houses all have garages. If you've seen the videos, these neighbors don't have 20 cars. I mean, it's coming from the club. It's not just Locust Lane, it's also Central Parkway. And that was shown on these videos. It goes to the traffic congestion problem, right? Increased traffic, increased safety hazards to pedestrians. It also goes very profoundly to the excess noise issue at the club, which my wife, she was here, could attest to. I can certainly attest to. Other neighbors can attest to. Ms. Wimple attest to. They have these events, which they more likely than not rent out as a revenue generator. Both, I mean, at the clubhouse now on a regular periodic basis, they'll do the same in this new building. It is pounding, blatantly loud music I mean, I not only hear it, I feel it in my chest cavity. And it's clearly a violation of the city noise ordinance. There's no question about that. I mean, you can look at chapter 178. And to add insult to injury, there's no one there past 10 o'clock to answer the phones. So if you try and say, can you please turn the music down? All you get is voicemail, press 1 for the pro shop.
My name Gabriel Thompson, 33 Rainer Avenue. So just FYI, their engineer omitted their connection to the storm sewer in their documents, which I found after I was here. So I came in here May last year, believing they were not tied into the storm sewer. Who would run water from 8 acres of property into a 15-inch pipe at a 1% slope? So in my process, right, I foiled for a connection permit from the city engineer. Is there one? Isn't one. Okay. That's troublesome. The code requires by law to have a permit issued by the city engineer. In 2012, Mr. De Bruin installed those Coltex, and what all the members of the club tell me was to drain the groundwater out of the overflow parking. Under the auspices, it handled 3 inches of rain from the repaved parking lot. The man who's on that permit, Glenn Griffin, is currently facing 7 years in the Southern District. That raises some flags in some of our minds. I also have videos of the courts there, and they're a lake when it rains. You can see the grass and the gravel. It's not a lake. This is site plan approval, not bite-sized plan approval, okay? They want you, just look at this. This is how they do the city. Just look at this. Just look at this. Don't look at this. I saw Curtis on Monday. I asked him in a public meeting with the mayor, do they have stamped approved copies of the plan with that structure? He said, we asked the applicant and they did not. And we do not either. And I have an engineer here from New York City's DOB, he's my neighbor. And he'll tell you, if you got plans with no stamp, they mean nothing.
May I ask, is there a reason why applicant cannot produce those stamped plans?
It's a perfect storm. Our engineer's computer was,
And why not?
because our engineer's computer, the plan was lost.
This is me trying to deduce what happened when my neighbor, an engineer, has been there 50 years, his wife 60 years, and never had water, even in their yard. Through Hurricane Floyd, 14 inches. We've never had anything since. My hair stands up and says, what happened? They said, oh, about 10 years ago, it started flooding. Well, Mr. De Bruin installs this 12-foot diameter structure, which on his plans say dry well. And we know from Arcadis's preliminary memo, they're actually not dry wells. They have holes at the top to leach more groundwater. Carol can show you pictures where he is saying this dry well will handle the water is under 2 feet of water in a 20-year storm. It's ostrich engineering, in my opinion. Anyway, so before anyone accuses me, these are your own property records that had these inconsistencies, right? I'm sure you're aware. I didn't make this up. When they say, oh, we did all these improvements, yeah, they improved their site drainage for sure at the detriment of those of us downstream.
If the project is canceled, you don't get any stormwater infrastructure.
And it's not up to them, right? How you, planning board, make sure that they don't have a debt. This is a threat to our life, right? He almost lost his life. Dan Amar almost lost his life. I had to help him break open his garage door. His house was full of gas fumes. This isn't fun. He knows what water does. He knows how it undermines foundations. He swore an oath to protect health and safety and welfare.
Okay, yes. Thank you.
Right.
Okay, all right, thank you.